Hi everybody, this is Mucha Marapa from Matrix Global Media, and welcome to Ask the Expert, where I speak to many of the best online marketers, industry experts, and authoritative minds, and ask them what they know and what they've learned. YouTube was once viewed as a shop window to show boozy weekends, men behaving badly, high school concerts, and other amateur-related visuals. But in recent times, and some would point out that it coincided with Google purchasing this popular website, YouTube has become a massive player and sits only behind Google as a search engine. The benefits for the small business are now huge, and I'm delighted to have YouTube expert and creator of Video Traffic Academy, James Wedmore, on the line. James, thanks ever so much for joining me.
Mucha, thank you for having me. I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Good man, good man. Well, James, I'm going to get straight into it because, I first came across your very impressive work a few months back when Coach Deb had come up with a webinar on video sales letters and, being the big player in the industry that she is. When she was sort of speaking so highly of the work you've done, I'd followed your progress with great interest. But why don't you tell the listeners the James Wedmore story thus far as an online marketer and as a consultant that's sort of brought you to this sort of level?
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to, and I'll promise to keep it short so we can get to all the good stuff here. Basically, my journey started back in college. I went to a prestigious film school out in Los Angeles. My parents shoveled down a lot of money for me to get that degree, and I actually decided not to do anything with the film degree. I didn't go into the Hollywood route or schlep my way as an assistant, pouring coffee every day at 6 a.m. on a movie set, and instead I kept bartending, and bartending is what I did to pay my bills throughout college. And it was fun because, it was like the harder you worked, the more you hustled, the more tips you got, the more money you made. And I always really liked that. But, kind of like the entrepreneur in all of us, I couldn't be told what to do. I couldn't have the manager, yelling at me and the rude and drunk customers. So I got fired from my first bartending job, but quit the second one and started a bartending business. Basically, it became an event staffing company. We supplied bartenders, servers, and party equipment to anyone having an event all throughout Southern California. Built it up really, really successful, and somehow along the line, back about 4 years ago, got the crazy idea that I could teach others how to do everything that I was doing. And that's what started it all. I created my first book called Bartend for Profit, teaching people how to bartend, teaching people how to create their own bartending business, how to increase their tips, make all these cocktails and stuff. And that idea spawned into my first real website, selling something online, living this internet lifestyle, and making passive income. But that for a lot of us, you get that great idea, and that just kind of spawns into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And I realized that if I wanted to be making the sales, if I wanted this thing to work, I would need traffic. And once I got that traffic, I'd need people to take action with me. So that's really when I started to incorporate the whole video film degree that I had that I wasn't using. Going to a film school gave me the confidence to use video for the first time. So YouTube was young. YouTube was about a year old at the time. Started uploading videos teaching people how to bartend and what to do, actually even more advanced stuff, like how to like flip bottles and do all the juggling with the bottle.
I was about to ask you that because I often have this chuckle with certain people in the industry. They watch the movie Backdraft and you speak to the fireman, they go, oh no, it wasn't like that. And then of course you watch Top Gun. And then the naval aviators go, no, it wasn't like that. So come on, the big question, James, was Cocktail the movie kind of like where you got some...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Oh, love it.
Cruise.
Brilliant.
I'm the living Tom Cruise. Absolutely. A great cheesy movie.
Fantastic.
And so the cool thing, and I show people this, is that was my first thing, and that really kind of gave me the leverage and momentum to go, wow, I can really do something with all this online stuff. There really are people on the internet and taking action and building a business online. And I was doing it myself. And I was using video. The course was made with video. I was selling it using video, and I was driving traffic on YouTube with video. So that's really started all. But the reason I tell that story and the reason I kind of drug that on was because I haven't touched those YouTube videos for years. I haven't made a new one in years, and still to this very day, I'm getting leads, traffic, and sales for my products from those videos. And that to me is like why we all get started and get excited about this whole online stuff, is that it's so much automation and so much systematizing in the process where you can do something once and have it work for you time and time again. And I've really been able to find that through video, and more specifically through YouTube.
So we start moving forward. You clearly saw that there was some scope in putting your videos on YouTube, and then somewhere along the line, as I sort of alluded to in my introduction, was that Google comes in on the scene, and then YouTube is very much seen as the overall sort of video channel and video method of choice for social media. What are your thoughts, James, on social media marketing in general? Because it's gone nuts. So just
it has gone nuts. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many things I want to say, so I'll try and be concise with my words. First of all, I'll say this: when I consult with business owners and I talk to entrepreneurs and marketers about using video, I'll be the first one to say that video is not for everyone. Okay. It's really not, and that's what to me makes it so magical. Because everyone on social media, so these social networking sites, are using it or trying to use it. Everyone's got a fan page today. The whole world is on Facebook. It seems like everyone is talking and nobody's listening. But to me, it really takes this special breed of someone who's willing to get in front of the camera, take the time to create something incredible, and put it out there. So when you create your video and you're sharing it and people are watching it, they're forced to listen to you. They have to listen to you. They have to stop all the tweeting and the talking, and they have to listen to you and your message, which to me sets you above everybody else. And then at the end, when they're done with your video, what do they do next? They share it with all their friends and followers. So to me, it's kind of like the ultimate platform for content creation and viralnicity. I mean, it really is. There's no such thing as it's not called a viral article or a viral podcast. It's called a viral video for a reason.
I couldn't agree more with you. And I think, when you sort of touched on the fact that video is not for everyone, you can't play at video either, can you, James? Once you make that commitment, and I remember listening to a really terrific interview that you did. I can't remember the gentleman, but it was really hot there in Orange County, so you had to keep taking time out just to sort of wipe your brow, if you like. But
yes.
But what you'd mentioned that you set times aside to sort of shoot your video and things, and I remember that because I put together a series of sort of 6 to 8 videos. Mate, this took me 3 days, and I remember having, I had 2 pink shirts, so I would sort of, I wore one and they were identical just so I kept the sort of same continuity look. But the amount of time, and after that second day when I'd finished, I was worn out,
Yes, and the good news is, I mean, I would be lying to you if I said that, video isn't a lot of time, work, and effort. But the fact of the matter is it really doesn't have to be. Okay, we have a lot of clients, success stories, and business partners where we do videos on the laptop webcam, and that interview that you saw, which was a video interview, was done from our laptop webcams, which is the really cool part. There's no professional lightings or film crew or audio hookup. Real simple. And then what I teach, my specialty is video, and where I focus my passion on is video. But what people don't really realize until they kind of go through my teaching and my courses is that video is not really what I'm teaching them. What I'm teaching them is the systems of how to implement it easily and effortlessly, because for me in my business it's all about the automation. It's all about the systems. Plug something in and get it all done for you, where it exports exactly the result that you want. so that it's simple and it doesn't take a lot of time and effort. So, Mucha, what I would do to you is I would be coaching you on a few little tips and strategies on how to take something that took you 2 or 3 days and get it down to 2 or 3 hours.
Oh,
and that's
fantastic. Yeah.
Right. That's where the value truly is. Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong though. You get to certain levels though, depending on the video, because I do quite a few how-tos myself and things that literally camera out, like what you said, 2 minutes, it's up and done. And then of course when you get into that sort of classroom environment where you're beginning to teach a course or some lessons, surely you would look to adopt maybe a little bit of a different sort of mindset to that, or are you saying not necessarily?
Are you talking about the quality of what type of footage we're filming, depending on what we're doing?
Correct. Yeah.
What's funny is you choose the route that you want to go. I have some clients that do have a set and a film crew, and they do their videos, and then I have people that are doing the webcam, and then I have everyone in between. And the first thing I'll say, which I've already said, is that you can still get incredible results with the flip cam, with the webcam, with your iPhone. If you make the conscious choice to go, Mucha, you want to go to me and say, no, James, I've got this, studio that we've rented out. I've got the full lighting. I've got a sound guy and HD cameras. That's fine, because that depends on, your budget, and they're going to be doing all the work for you anyways. So it's I think the magical thing is that at any level, it can work for you. Video does work for you. And even people who don't want to be in front of the camera. I do a lot of stuff even in my own business where we're not in front of the camera at all. We use text and animation or just little Keynote or PowerPoint videos. So it's not necessarily about, what should my quality level be, or where do I need to be, or what level of professionalism. It's just a decision that you make based on your budget and your time commitment, and knowing that at any level you're still going to see incredible results. We talk about what I call videos of value, creating videos of value, and the word value has nothing to do with production value. It has to do with everything with the content, the value, the experience, and the emotions that you are delivering through your video. If you're teaching something, if you're a coach, if you have something to offer, and you want to hide it from people, you're doing them a disservice. Give your best content, share your best information in your videos, and start to change lives in these videos.
I did a blog post just the other week, and I was sort of just coming up with a couple of key sort of phrases for each of them, and what I did with YouTube, I actually put teach and inform, don't entertain, if you like, and what I meant from that is that sometimes we go down the route of too much entertainment, whereas YouTube, I think particularly with the ability to put in your keywords and so on and so forth, it's a great platform for teaching, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I mean, you already said it, that YouTube is being used as a search engine today. So people are not only, they're going to Google and they're searching, and you'll see that your videos are going to be popping up inside the search results, but also people are bypassing Google and they're going straight to YouTube to search for the answers to their questions. And when you're there to answer them, that's huge for you.
So then, a few questions to you now. We're looking at this social media cluster, of course, which YouTube is a part of it, and it's like what we sort of discussed at the start, James. So many people are, they almost base their social media savvy and success by having thousands of fans on Facebook and loads of followers on Twitter and all the rest of it. What, in your opinion, are the key advantages, and why would you consider YouTube to be, a big hitter in the whole social media cluster?
Yes, well, like I already said, it's something that not everyone's willing to do, and I think that's really, really important to point out, is that some of you listening to this call right now might be a little hesitant, a little resistant, and have a little bit of that fear creeping in about doing video. You know you're supposed to be doing video. You know you want to do video, but you might be a little bit afraid. Well, the good news is that your competitor is probably afraid too. A lot of people are afraid. So I always encourage my students to just, push through that, and I kind of give them a little stuff to practice, some exercises and stuff. And knowing that, you can be one of the few people that are doing it and doing it right while everyone else is, just blasting and, everyone, like I said, everyone's talking, no one's listening. You get to create a platform and deliver content where people have to listen to you. So that's the first part. And I think the second part is that, which I already mentioned too, is that it's just so shareable. It's so easy to share a YouTube video. YouTube mobile has grown by, I think it's like 1/10 of YouTube's traffic is now YouTube mobile. Wow. It's like 100 million views a day or something like that. So it's some incredible, fantastic number. YouTube itself is getting over 3 billion a day. So it's fantastic. And the third thing, which I don't think I've talked about yet, but this is always very, very cool to share with people, is that it's an extremely transparent medium. Okay? Now, social media itself has really arisen as this thing that's like, finally the internet can become more transparent. Finally, we can learn, we can research people, we can see who they really are. There they are. No more scammers, no more spammers and Viagra pill salesmen and stuff like that. And it's cleaned up the streets a lot, the virtual streets a lot. Well, video and YouTube is like the ultimate equalizer of all that. Just get in front of the camera, and if you're doing something that's unethical or dishonest, people see right through it. So when you are true to your word and what you offer, and you're focused on giving value, people can see that as well, which is a great thing. 80% of communication is nonverbal. So your pitch, your posture, how you stand, how you talk, what you do with your hands, your arms, and your eyes, and your face, people are judging you every second. And I don't want people to freak out from that. I just want them to know, I want you guys to know that if you're honest and if you have something you truly share about, and you reframe it as to just focusing on, I got to get my message out there to people, I got to share what I know in my head, then people are going to respect you for that. They're going to see that, and they're just going to fall in love with you. And that's what we see time and time again. The videos just build rapport, they build a relationship, and you get to become this little mini celebrity in the meantime.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So we're in the classroom now, and we're looking to ask you 3 questions about, what sort of tips with regards to YouTube could you provide right now that people technically could sort of just go off and implement straight away? What 3 would you? And I know there's a bunch more than that, but which 3 would you sort of pick, James?
Sure. Well, here's what I'll go ahead and do is I'll share with you some. I'll share with you first the 3-step strategy that I share with anyone who has a business model in place. They're selling a product or service. They want to make money in some way, and they want to use video to grow their business.
Brilliant.
The first step is called video optimization. So people who are taking notes, make sure to write that down. That is simply the tip or idea I can extract from this first step is that you have to use keywords. You have to do the keyword research first. So using Google Keyword Tool or Market Samurai or any of these software tools that exist to help you uncover exactly what people are searching for is the most crucial first step. Because if you just keep uploading videos based on what you think people want to see versus what they actually are looking for, you're gonna have a lot of wasted time on your hands. So, so if I'm the classic example I always give is if I'm a book marketing coach and I find a keyword, how to market my book, how to publish my book, or something like that, I'm gonna create a video based off that keyword. So find your keywords, and then turn your keywords into the topics for your videos. That's the first step. Okay. Now the second one is to say what I've already alluded to, is to create videos of value. Focus on the value first, and I give a 3-step process for that, like a little outline. Introduce yourself and tell people what it is that you're going to be teaching and why it's important right at the very beginning. Hi, my name is James, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you the 3 simple steps for how to write and publish your very own book so that you can become a credible author and expert in your industry so more people will take action with you, become your customers, and increase your business.
Fantastic.
Then you give the content. You introduce yourself, then you give the content that you promised. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do that. And then finally, this is the most important thing, give a call to action. Tell people what to do next. For more free tips, for my free report, for my free video series, whatever it is, hop on over to my blog, and I'll see you over there. Call to action, got to tell them what to do. Now, the final step is called video aftermath. So we did video optimization, video value, and the final step is video aftermath. Video aftermath is just a bunch of little tricks and strategies that you can do to get your video pushed up the top of rankings. Because if we just upload a video to YouTube and walk away, it's going to stay buried, and you're going to come back and you're going to have no views, and it's not going to do anything. So you need to take a few steps in order to push your video to the top and get it ranked. And I go over a lot of those inside our course, showing you exactly how you can do that step by step. But there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do really quickly. You can add a transcript to your video. You can get some backlinks to it, and a bunch of really cool stuff.
No, brilliant.
Those are the 3 tips. I know that was a lot, and I tried to
No, fantastic. That's great. And what are the no-nos? What are the things where you're saying, listen, you need to avoid doing these 3 things? Now, I know we could, technically speaking, reverse some of what you said in the first 3, but let's hear it from the leader's mouth.
Love it. Number 1, no viral videos. Okay. Now this applies to the majority of people who I work with. Now if you're a bigger company and you've got a big budget, you've hired an advertising agency or some sort of creative team, ignore what I'm about to say. But if you are the small business owner, if you are the solopreneur, if you've got the limited budget and resources, avoid the viral video like a plague. Because that's what people associate YouTube with. When they think of YouTube, they think viral video. Now here's why we don't want to do a viral video. First of all, it's not that easy to plan. Most viral videos either come from some very creative minds that know YouTube inside and out, or they were just a mistake. Something happened. They caught something on tape. They filmed their cat or their kid, and they got something, and they put it up there. It went viral, and the world saw it. And then as quickly as it became popular, it disappeared.
And excuse my ignorance here, James.
Yes.
Define viral for me, will you, for those that aren't...
Sure. Viral simply means that it takes on a life of its own. Okay. That you no longer have to promote it. You no longer have to share it, because the people who are seeing it, the audience around it, has grown to the point where they're showing it to everybody.
Gotcha.
And all these sites, Facebook and Twitter and Google+, become this conduit or catalyst for getting your video broadcasted out there. So the videos that get millions and millions of views are usually ones that are silly, goofy, funny videos. Someone falls off a chair, or a cat does something silly, or a baby says... Exactly. Yeah. And those are great, but there's no business model behind them. What I would rather have for you, and Mooch, I want you to imagine this, is you have a keyword that's your ideal customer is searching for daily. And every time, whether it's today or 5 years from now, when they type in that keyword, your video is found. It's not something viral that the whole world saw for a month. It's every single time your ideal customer is searching for you, they find your video. So that's a big thing. I'll go on to a few other no's really quick because I don't want to go in too much deeper than that. But say no to the viral video. You got to have a campaign. The other thing is also don't do videos that aren't based off of your keywords. Start with finding your keywords and do the videos. I mentioned that earlier, so I don't need to go into that. And the third one I'd like to say is, and if you want to do it, you can, but I really strongly urge people to lean away from this. Is say no to the talking head, the talking head video, where it's and that's what we call it. Basically, it's a video where you got a white background and it's just you talking to the camera for 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to do what I call have the demonstrability effect, where you have something worth seeing in the video. It's video for a reason. Let's use the fact that we are doing video. So have something visual, demonstrate something. Even if you just have a whiteboard behind you or a book in your hand, or you've got the beach behind you, but the plain white background with just your talking head is just really not it can be so much more. There's so much more opportunity available to you, creativity available to you. So
now, just taking half a step back here, James, to the middle one, because I know you mentioned it before, but I just wanted to clarify it for our listeners. So
please,
when you're saying don't do videos off keywords, that means, for example, I should not necessarily wake up tomorrow morning and say, you know what, I'm going to do a video on 10 things to put on your website. What I need to do first is sit down and go through website, content, keywords, and something will stare me in the face that's getting a lot of sort of interest, and then I gear my video around that. Is that correct?
That's just about pretty much accurate. So Mucha, what would happen is you wake up in the morning and you go, I feel like doing a video on the 10 mistakes that people make with their website. And what you're going to do before you just go out and make that video, you're going to actually go to the Google keyword tool, which you can just Google it. You just type in keyword tool and type in, you know, that title. Type in 10 mistakes on your website or something very similar. And then you're going to find a specific keyword based off of that title that you put in there. It might be how do I optimize my website? That is your keyword. Now that becomes your title. It becomes your description. You put that keyword in your tags. You can still do a video on the 10 mistakes people make on your video or on your website, excuse me. But you got to use the keyword so that people are actually searching and you get found.
Ah, fantastic. Wow. Well, you know, obviously talking to you, you clearly have been there and you're doing that now and all the rest of it, but as you know, and just even from us having our conversation about my 2-day shoot, which you say should only take me 3 or 4 hours, and I look forward to you showing me exactly how to do that, particularly if that includes the editing. What lessons have you learned? You know, if you were to do everything all over again, James, what have you learnt that if you knew now you would probably do 1 or 2 things different, or relative to sort of video and YouTube and so on and so forth?
Beautiful. Here, I'll boil it down into one word for you, and I can't stress this enough. The word is consistency.
Okay.
Consistency builds momentum or equals momentum, and that's what it's all about. Is realizing that, you know, if you go and do this one and done approach where you put up a video tomorrow, walk away, come back in 6 weeks with this one video, and go, I only have 20 views. This doesn't work. This YouTube thing doesn't work. You're right. It doesn't work. What you need to realize is that this needs to be a consistent action in your business. Everyone today can upload a video. There are over 35 hours of footage uploaded every single minute of every single day.
Wow.
You need to prove to the world, to your market, to your customers that you are here and you're here to stay. And you do that through consistency. So that just means, you know, upload 1 video a week every single week. Do that for a few months and start to see what happens. So, you know, if I could do it all over again, I would make sure that there weren't gaps where I didn't upload a video for 6 months at a time. You know, stuff like that. So focus on the big picture, long-term results and build that momentum.
Good man, good man. So James, where can, you know I sort of stay in touch, and I am a student of your work, you know, I say very proudly, but where can everybody else find you? What are you working on right now that you're excited about? Where can people find you, reach out, learn more, and so on and so forth?
Awesome. Well, the training program that we've been talking about that is for business owners, marketers, and entrepreneurs on how to leverage YouTube is right over at videotrafficacademy.com. And now that's something I'm very excited about. That's where I've put a lot of time and energy to basically take 4 years of me doing this myself, 4 years of doing this for other clients and business partners, and put it in a step-by-step training. And actually, the most exciting thing about this training program is that you also get access to a private group. We have over 650 active members in it right now. People in there every day sharing their YouTube videos, getting critiques. We help each other. We build each other's subscriber base and following, and we comment on each other's videos. I'm in there every day getting to answer your questions. So the website's videotrafficacademy.com, and it came from this problem that over 35 hours of footage is uploaded every single minute of every single day. And we know we need to be using video, but when we put up a video, it's a needle in a haystack. So I teach people how to get their videos ranked at the top of Google and the top of YouTube, which gives them more exposure, and then gets the views and gets you the traffic that you want and deserve. So that's it, videotrafficacademy.com.
Fantastic. James, this has been a real pleasure. As I said, I enjoy following your programs, being part of what you're putting together. I know our listeners have been really, really blessed by getting to hear you today. And, if it's okay, we'd like to sort of keep in touch and get you back on here sometime.
Heck yeah, anytime.
Okay, James. Well, listen, thanks ever so much for joining